value. As a woman, you have incredible worth. Not only are you a daughter of the Most High, but you were created to manage a household. Women, see if you agree with this. You were created to manage a household, give birth and train children, soothe and encourage your man, listen attentively with both your natural ears and the ears of your heart, and manage your time wisely while many times holding down a full-time job. Agree. Women are excellent. They're multitask and can do so many things at the same time, do them well. Whereas women, you need to understand, we men are a bit slow. And we focus on one task. And we do that to the best of our ability. Can I agree with that? We do it well. Once we're focused, we don't want to be distracted. But women can be easily distracted. They're cooking, they're washing, they're bathing the children. They're doing all sorts of things all at the same time. Do not seem to be stressed out and seem to be happily doing it. And I admire that particular aspect for sure in women. You have the ability to be a counselor, a teacher, a friend, a servant, a manager, and an accountant. You're able to sense the longings within others and help them realize their dreams. In addition, you are compassionate, giving, strong, and a source of joy. Then she goes on to say, your mood affects the entire household. When the wife is sad or moody or blue or stressed, everybody feels it in the home. That's true. Your mood. We've all heard the saying, if mother is happy, everybody is happy. Your mood will often set the tone for the atmosphere in the house. Whether you know it or not, your children and your spouse can immediately sense your happiness or your displeasure. Children come home, they sense whether you're in a good mood or not. When husband comes home, he senses that. And perhaps the whole house goes quiet because you're in a bad mood. When you are happy, even the blackest mood disappears. So if you're happy and the children come in all upset and stressed, they change right away because mother is happy. When husband comes in and he senses a happy wife, he gets happy too. But when he finds a moody wife, he gets moody also. In your relationships, make sure you know your value and hold on to it. And here's a bit of advice. Never stay in a relationship just to keep from being alone. Many women want to get married because they feel alone, they feel lonely. And so they pick up any Johnny-come-lately and go with him. Or come soon, whatever you. But, not because you feel alone that you need to throw yourself on a man and give yourself to a man. For example, if you're dating a man who refuses to work, yet sits home all day watching TV and comes to your house to eat your food, get rid of him. That man doesn't see your value. You don't need to disregard the plan of God for your life just to have a relationship. All right, value. You are a helper. The heart of your husband Proverbs 31, 11 and 12. The heart of your husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. You, as I said, are there to complement, not needing him to complete. So if you're the helper, he needs help, you help him. He can do it alone, as I said. Adam didn't need Eve, at least to help him name the animals and so forth and so forth. He was doing that before she was created. But he needed help emotionally, support, encouragement. And so, as I was saying the last time, you know, a lady, you can wash the dishes, but if your husband helps you, you get through faster. You don't need him. You won't sit and look at the dishes and say, he won't help me so I can't do them, and vice versa. But help is for the emotional support, the social support. Here's a word of advice to those who are dating. If you're dating the man you believe is your future mate, learn how to assist him and work with him. In the dating stage, you're not supposed to be washing his clothes and cooking all of his meals. Those are marital privileges. Instead, help him in smaller ways, like listening to and encouraging him. If he has to work late every now and then, don't put pressure on him that he didn't come to see you. Be thankful that he has a job and is doing his best at it. Tell him that you're proud of him. When challenges come your way, reaffirm how much you believe in him and how much you trust him. Take the time to talk about problems and don't accuse or degrade him. If he's made a mistake, then present the facts in love. The Lord does that with you too. So, and from time to time, brag on him in front of others. Women, if you want to see a husband do for you and respect you and love you, brag of him in front of others. Even though it may not be altogether so, but you tell some good things about him, and you will see how he will change. I'm telling you that from experience. All right, women, you're supposed to carry yourself well. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she will rejoice in time to come. You're to make yourself look good. You can tell. Here's something that he's saying. She's saying. You can tell when some women are going through a hard time in a relationship. Their hair is messy. They often have bags under their eyes. And they don't care what they put on. Don't allow a relationship to determine how you look. Even though you're going through some rough times and hard times, still carry yourself well. It's okay to maintain your appearance, even in challenging times, by keeping your hair styled, your nails clean, your teeth clean, and adding a nice aroma to your skin. All right. And the next one we can say more about. You're not a gossip. Verse 26 of Proverbs 31. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Notice that when the virtuous woman said something, it was wise and kind. You must be careful to set a barrier around yourself so that you don't become lazy and idle and just waste your time doing nothing, looking at TV or talking on the phone. When you waste your time on gossip, discontentment, and self-pity, you become easily frustrated and stressed out. Women with a purpose choose to participate in productive and encouraging conversations. All right, so this is Taffy's advice to the women. Women, know your worth. Women, you are a helper and you're not a servant. You don't need a man to complete you. You're there for to complement each other. And carry yourself well, dress well, even in times of trouble. Look good. And don't gossip. All right. Preparing to take the big leap to marriage. You shouldn't want to marry someone just like you. That is a bit of advice. And neither do you want to marry someone with whom you have absolutely nothing in common. You get it? Don't look for somebody like you who's just like you to marry, because as we're going to show you just now, where he says covenant is actually exchanging your strengths and your weaknesses. So if both of you are just alike, if both of you are messy in a house, you got a messy house because nobody's going to clean up. Both of you like to argue and to bigger, then trouble. There's nobody to bring about peace in the home. And you should have some things in common, but to be completely the opposite also brings trouble. And so it's you know, we look at relationships and get into marriage, but there's quite some analysis and evaluation that you need to do. Don't just walk into a relationship blindly, but get to know the person. Okay, preparing for the big leap. Number one, don't do it because of financial reasons. He's rich, so I got it made. Or she's rich, and I got it made. Don't do it because of the biological clock has begun to tick faster, and you think time is running out. And I always wanted to have a child, so I better hurry and get married. And we get married to the best that comes along, the first that comes along. Maybe it's not meant to be that way, but don't put yourself in misery. Material security. Oh, he has a house, he has cars, he has this, he has that. Or she has this and she has that. Don't get married because you're lonely. And don't get married because you think marriage is such a wonderful, beautiful life of romance. You know, some people think that's all we're going to do all day. No, meaning, now, but there's a reality in life. You got to go to work. Got to pay the bills. And so sometimes romance doesn't happen that frequently as you had anticipated. And so, but one thing about romance, you got to work at it. You got to plan it. You got to organize it. It doesn't happen naturally either. And so when we get into, you know, the marital situations, marital ministry, we can talk more about these things. Okay. Marriage is a relationship where weaknesses are exchanged for strengths. This is their